Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with another trailer reaction. Russian Doll Season 2 is finally here. It came out February 1st of 2019. I don't know when. I'm assuming we're going to get a date, but by the time it drops, it's going to be about 3 years and 3 months since we saw Season 1. It was one of the first shows I ever reacted to. Go back and look on the channel. It is probably not the greatest quality. It was the show I did while I was doing The Wire, and The Wire was my very first show. I remember this is the show that basically taught me the struggles of editing. Netflix was not very kind with this show. I went through literally, I can remember dozens of re-edits on each episode, and I looked at it as a learning lesson, and honestly, it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot in the ways of what you can and cannot get away with, what they kind of look for in the algorithms and stuff. So it took a very long time, but it ended up being a learning experience, and I loved the show. So you could probably go back and see really chopped up, edited versions of what I was capable of back then. But now 3 years later, we have a much better setup. We have better audio and video, and everything goes pretty smooth nowadays. If something happens with this show, that'll be pretty funny, because it'll almost be like maybe I am cursed with Russian Doll. Last we saw, though, crazy awesome show. We have a Groundhog'S Day type effect. We have Natasha from American Pie. She's great. I love her and everything she does. She seems to play a similar character in most of the things she does, but she does it great. And hey, if it works, it works. At the end of season 1, 2 different universes or alternate realities. We had the one that saved Alan and the one that saved Nadia. I don't know what they're going to do in season 2. They could pretty much do whatever they want, and so much time has gone by. I don't know, though. I don't know really what they're going to do. We're going to have to watch the trailer and see. But like I said, the way it ended was we find out in like episode 3 or 4 that Alan is another person that's going through this Groundhog's Day-like effect. Nadia is completely disorganized and an alcoholic mess. And Alan is straight-laced, does everything by the book, Mr. Neat Freak. So they're basically opposites of each other. But in the end, they saved each other, but now there are 2 different versions of them. And then they went under a tunnel and there's a whole parade of what looked like homeless people or something. I don't know what was going on. And we saw the guy in the parade and they were dancing, and that's how it ended. So that's the last thing we saw 3 years ago. Let's jump in. Let's see what's going on in the trailer, and then we'll talk. You guys want to be way ahead, full on edited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is at the end for Patreon. This show was before I did Patreon, but maybe I could put up the full versions of season 1 on Patreon now that I have a Patreon. We'll see. You guys let me know if you'd be interested in that. If not, let's just jump into the trailer. Season 2, official trailer for Russian Doll. All right, here we go. Is that your train?
Was this some kind of like 80s flash mob?
Looks like Taxi Driver.
You need help getting home, anything?
The universe finally found something worse than
What?
that. I broke time.
Do I need to be worried?
What was just going on there? Oh. What is happening?
Maybe we have unfinished business.
Tell me they're
Telling
doing...
me that this family lost its gold twice on a train.
Nadia, don't mess this up.
Are they doing like a quantum leap type thing?
I'm still exploring my options.
There are things in life that cannot be explained.
Inexplicable things happening is my entire modus operandi.
I feel like they went in a totally different direction. I love her.
More like, when are we?
She's great.
Never mind.
There are... That's what I was thinking.
We don't belong here.
I did not expect this kind of stuff.
You're a time traveler.
Yes.
I prefer the term time prisoner.
Still drinking. April 20th. April 20th, guys. That is in about a week and a half. We got 11 days, April 20th. And you know it drops probably midnight. I forget. What does Netflix do? Some of them are 3 a.m. Wait, Netflix might be the 3 a.m. one. Either way, it'll drop basically the 19th really late or early, depending on how you look at it. I look at it as still the same day till I fall asleep and wake up the next morning. And if I never sleep, then I never lived a day. Like one whole day is just never happened. They're going in a totally different direction than what I thought it was going to be. I was literally saying before this, will they follow the alternate universes of Alan and Nadia in separate ways, or then maybe find a way to regroup or do something together? There is still separate worlds. But what happened? Something broke? They're basically making it sound like something broke in time and now everything's all over the place. They're time traveling through their own universes. It doesn't seem like they're controlling it. And for a second there, I actually thought they were doing some kind of quantum leap type thing where they were leaping into the bodies of other people and had to fix things that were undone. She kind of sounded like she was saying something like that in the trailer. I'm going to have to go back and watch. I've only watched it the one time, and then I'm just spitballing ideas off the top of my head. But the way Nadia was explaining something in the trailer sounded almost like she said, yeah, we got to fix things. But I mean, they could just mean fix things so that time isn't broken and they're not all over the place. But I thought they meant like, we got to fix things in time, which still could be the case, which would have a similarity to Quantum Leap. But in Quantum Leap, Sam jumped into the bodies of other people. I reacted to one of those on YouTube. There is episode 1, I think, of Quantum Leap. And I did like 4 or 5 episodes on Patreon in full. If you guys are interested in that, Quantum Leap is one of my favorite shows of all time. Loving me time travel. I love that our friend did pop in a couple scenes, so the friend's still a part of it. I didn't realize that was Alan right away. I'm like, who is this random guy? Like, they're acting like we should know who this is. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's Alan, but he's got a stash and he's obviously time traveling too because he's got old clothes on, and we're going all over the place in different times. What was with the train thing in the beginning? She's like, what do we got, an 80s flash mob? And there was somebody there that looked like Taxi Driver. So I mean, like, I guess they were in the 80s then, and they're jumping all over the place, but we don't really know why and how, besides the fact that they've just for whatever reason broken time, even though they were given the ability to do the Groundhog's Day effect. They weren't willingly doing that. They were just kind of thrown into that. So it isn't like they intentionally broke time. Either way, we got 11 days and the show comes out. I'm going to probably react to it on YouTube. I got a lot of shows coming up. Barry is 4 days after this. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the same day, I think, or around that time. And Close Enough just restarted, which is an HBO show. So many shows just decided to start out of the blue in April. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do, full-on edited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons edited, what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. Maybe I'll look into possibly getting season 1 on Patreon, even though it was before I did that. I just got to find the files and see if I can. So check out the link for Patreon in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.